Guy blows through an intersection, and then they too have to blow through the intersection to follow him, that they might cause an accident or a crash into another innocent vehicle. So the chances are just multiplying here on the surface streets of somebody being horribly injured as a result of this person. If you're just tuning in, this is the Dallas area. It's our understanding that authorities were just trying to execute a stop for this guy. They wanted him to pull over. He wouldn't do it. In the course of all of this, they got narcotics hits. Now, you're probably thinking, Shepard, how do they get narcotics hits if they couldn't pull the guy over? Well, there are clearly holes in the story. We don't have every part of this story together now, but authorities wouldn't lie to us about this stuff. They told us that there were multiple hits for narcotics in this vehicle, and they wanted to search this vehicle for narcotics. Do they have a narcotics trafficker here? Is this just a plain old everyday drug dealer? Is it someone who just has drugs for their own use? But we're coming up on an intersection here, and it looks like we may have a tight squeeze for this guy. And oh my goodness, I believe that and there it is. Well, we'll see how this progresses now. We don't know who is in this car, but clearly the crash that we had all feared has happened. Now, innocent people who do not know that they have a criminal on their hands are coming up to try to help someone, and think of the danger that they might be in if, in fact, this person inside this vehicle is still of the wherewithal to cause anyone any harm. Now, the officer rushed right up to that vehicle. I don't know if the officer knew if this man or woman was armed or not. I certainly don't know if this man or woman was armed or not, but apparently they took the risk and now just beating the heck out of the windows to try to get in there and get after this person. It looks like it's over, and it most probably is over, but the next thing you got to do is get whoever the heck this is out of that vehicle. So it's my understanding that this has happened on Plano Road, Walnut Street. I believe we're in the city of Garland. In fact, he is in Garland. He is on Plano Road or Richardson. When they ran the plates, that's when the narco hits happened. So they went back to run the plates of this car, and that's when they got the narco hits. That's when the dog said, "We smell narcotics in this vehicle." This is the car that hit the bad guy who was going along, and this is the bad guy or bad woman. We just don't know. Specific address here, Plano Road in Buckingham in the city of Garland, or the area of Garland. And from what we can tell, they've not been able to get the suspect out of the vehicle. We don't know how badly injured, if at all, that person may be, but you saw where the vehicle hit it. That's right on the driver's door. And I have no way of knowing how bad this is. But in just a second, they're going to show us the truck which hit this vehicle, and I think they're going to switch over to that right now. And just to give us an idea of how badly messed up that vehicle is. And actually, I think I'm getting two different feeds. At any rate, the truck is just down. There it is. That's the truck just down the street. I don't know what kind of shape the driver of this vehicle is. Think what this driver went through. Just going down the road like you would any other day. Clearly, you've got a green light, and suddenly there's this vehicle in the middle of the road. You never even saw it coming. Just smashed directly into the thing, smashed right into the driver's side door of the suspect's car. And at this point, I don't know the condition of the person inside this truck. I'm sure they're still waiting on emergency medical technicians. I see a lot of police cars down there, but I don't see any ambulances yet. I'm quite sure that the driver of that truck, well, at very least, hopefully the driver of that truck was wearing a seatbelt and it isn't too badly hurt there. If there's one thing I can tell you from decades of experience covering car crashes, one thing you never see, almost never see, is a dead person with a seatbelt attached. The seatbelt saved lives in an enormous way. And think of that truck driver just going down the road. Who knows how far he was going, but hopefully he was wearing that seatbelt and he's not too badly injured. As for the bad guy, well, I'm not sure how much good a seatbelt would have done in this particular instance, because we could have some very serious injuries here just from the looks of the side of the vehicle. We know that truck was going along pretty fast. I understand we have a guest on the phone for us now to give us a little bit more on this. KRLD Radio's Mark Watkins is on the line. I guess you've been watching this along with us, huh?
Yeah, we have, Shepard. This has been an amazing chase, as chases go. This one has reached very high speeds at times, and the driver has been blowing red lights and blowing through intersections and endangering an awful lot of people. As you see on the monitor, it has come to an end when this guy plowed through an intersection, got broadsided by a pickup, And this occurred east of Richardson, Texas, which is a northern Dallas suburb.
And it's my understanding it's on Plano Road, very near Buckingham.
That's correct.
And it looks like all of the authorities are out there now, and they're just waiting on some sort of a medical help to get in. I'm not sure about the driver of the truck who hit the person who was being pursued, but no one has come out of this vehicle that was being pursued, and that is a bit unusual, and I wonder if maybe this person isn't injured to the point where the cops, or whichever agency they're from at this point, would not want to touch that person because they're not licensed to deal with medical conditions.
Well, that's possible, but it's also possible that this guy is really seriously hurt.
Yeah, it is.
And or being affected by drugs of some kind. We don't know that, but it's possible. I've seen a lot of chases and a lot of crashes, and usually if there is someone injured that needs immediate medical attention, whoever's there will do his best to get that person out.
Well, I'm quite confident that they would if that were the right thing to do at this moment, and I'm 100% sure that EMT, emergency medical technicians, are on the way. They've been going so fast, it was impossible to stage emergency medical technicians. I mean, my God, this man was on an off-ramp. He almost lost it all when he went off. And here, I think we have this crash loaded up again. If you just tell it, we're going to start this tape, 15 seconds, start this media clip, 15 seconds before the crash itself. So this will give you an idea of what was happening. Now, see, he's moving along at a good clip. He's clearly got a red light. See those cars coming through? They clearly have green lights. The green light continues, and that truck might never have seen anything coming. But what a shot into the side of that vehicle. And, you know, it looks to me, Mark, and I don't know about you, but it looks to me like the axle on that car was just popped. I mean, it is bent in half.
Certainly the frame has been bent by the impact, and that's a really hard collision, even on a little car like that.
I'll say. And I wish I knew more about the driver of this truck. At this moment, we don't, but we'll make sure to get you that information. The emergency medical technicians should be there in just a second, but you can see the chaos that this has caused. Mark, I'm assuming that they've been broadcasting this all over the Metroplex to try to give people an idea of this crazy person out there.
Yeah, and we've been carrying it on our radio station, too, to try to warn drivers. We're known for traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8 here, and whenever there's something significant like that, we'll just go wall to wall as necessary to try to warn the public to stay out of that person's way.
Well, it looks like the fire department has now arrived, and we'll have a close-up shot of this car, and you can see that they're working to sort of get the doors away. I would assume so that emergency medical technician can get in there toward this suspect. I just cannot imagine that he could have escaped, or he or she. I frankly don't know, but I mean, so often it's guys. It's almost never women behind the wheel of this car for no other reason except that's what my observation has been over time. And now the EMTs are out off R number 4 here. This is Rescue 4. I'm assuming out of Garland, but I can't tell for sure. But I know that Garland, not too far from Richardson, so you never know which it's going to be. But they're getting all set up now to try to help whoever this person is inside this vehicle. And I'm quite confident that whatever medical attention the driver of the truck needs is being attended to as well. We can hope.
We're just getting information now.
Go ahead.
That the truck driver apparently sustained only minor injuries.
Oh, that's cool.
That.
That's terrific news. I mean, Mark, I don't know about you, but I can't imagine coming down the road and all of a sudden there's a guy going like a bat out of hell running a red light. He might not have ever even realized what was happening. I don't even know if he had time to apply the brakes, you know?
It didn't look like it in the initial tape. He may not have had time.
I mean, that sort of thing coming up like that, you don't have to be distracted in any way. You can be looking straight ahead. Your foot might not find that brake pedal before the front of your car finds your truck finds the side of that car, and it appears that that's what's happened here. They're working to get medical attention to this person, and as you can see, they brought out all the necessary equipment, and some of that's a Richardson fire truck. It looks like